Like when they get a red card, they're going to be in D10. Things like that. I can't wait to use them.
They're
But
they're definitely gonna lose their first game, right? Right.
they're playing Carolina, so I think so. But they're playing at home, so I'm not sure.
I'm not caressing anything right now.
Wow.
As Carolina Railhawks stuff.
Hey, I sleep with the scarf sometimes because I get. I'm not gonna talk about it. Let's go. Let's move on.
Sometimes Ian caresses the things he sleeps with. Just leave it at that.
Well, so let's just kind of go down the list, and then I'll save the best for last. You have Fort Lauderdale taking on Ottawa in Florida.
Is that the fake rivalry?
No,
Oh.
we'll get there.
Okay.
But, I mean, I see Ottawa taking Fort Lauderdale a couple games. I don't know if any of y'all actually follow an ASL.
I do.
Okay. Then we have the next one is Carolina in Indy playing in Indy. And, I mean, they're expecting more than a sellout from all Indy 11's been hyping up. They've got thousands of season ticket holders, so we'll see.
I'm excited, honestly, to see. Well, I won't be able to see that game because NASL is making me pay like half of what I would pay for MLS Live, so I'm not going to watch it unless someone puts a stream somewhere. But I'm excited to see the tifo and like video that people post on NASL Soccer and on MLS, so I'm sure that will be exciting.
Yeah, I'm hoping to catch a stream too. I'm not paying for an ASL Live.
Yeah, screw that.
I don't have the money to do it, and the only team I'd watch is San Antonio. But I'll just either, if I find a stream, or I'll go to a Scorpions game, or I'll go to a Scorpions watch party. It's whatever. Then there's Tampa Bay versus FC Edmonton. Tampa Bay it's in Tampa, and Tampa's a good team this year. They may have lost Luke Mulholland, but they picked up some good guys. Mulholland plays for RSL now, and he's playing pretty decently.
Yeah, he is. He set up. He might have scored against Toronto too, actually, a couple weeks ago. I'm pretty sure he did.
I don't think he scored against Toronto. He scored against somebody.
Maybe it was...
It might be Chicago. Oh man, I'm not sure. It's gonna kill me. But it was a nice goal, and the celebration was pretty fancy too.
Yeah, it was a very white boy celebration.
Yeah, that's Mulholland. And then on Sunday there's Cosmos versus Atlanta, which is a soccer bowl
Oh, that's
rematch.
the fake rivalry, right?
No.
No.
Just guess on every set of games.
Hold your horse.
There's only one set of games left. The Cosmos versus Atlanta is not really a fake rivalry, although they don't like each other. But that's in New York.
Well, that's just because no one likes New York, and also no one likes Atlanta.
Exactly. So they can hate each other.
Yeah.
I should have used that for last because we might have been able to segue. But the fake rivalry, the Scorpions versus Minnesota United. And that's Saturday at 7:30 San Antonio time. But the reason I say fake rivalry, I mean, I think it's a real rivalry because both these teams hate each other. It started with when Pablo Campos played for San Antonio, our first season. He headbutted Minnesota in the playoffs, got a red card. He headbutted them after scoring a goal to go up 1-0, got a red card, got sent off, and then Minnesota scored 2 goals on us. Next season, Minnesota steals like 4 of our players because they pay them better. And then what happened? Kevin Harms, one of the Scorpions players, hit Campos in the junk. Fist fight happened. Then went into the locker rooms after the game. The trainer was giving Harms his face. Get that Minnesota scarf away from me.
He's caressing more scarves.
Then they went into the locker room, and one of the trainers got in Harms' face and was like, "You've got 0 points." And so Harms punched him in the face. And then the Minnesota trainer, what does he do? He posted on Twitter saying, "This is what you get when you're in San Antonio," which I was like, "Come on, guy, really? Like, you get in a player's face that just hit a guy in the junk? He's not thinking rationally, so don't get in his face." And
both of their franchises off of the movie Slapshot.
Maybe. I'm too young to know that movie.
This is Minnesota, so I wouldn't put it past us.
It's straight up hockey rules, guys.
Oh, okay. I'm from San Antonio. The only hockey rink we have doubles as an indoor soccer place. So, But that whole fight happened, and then Howard Cornfield, the guy that puts his foot in his mouth, aka our president, um, talks trash about Minnesota, basically saying that their president got their job handed to him and all these different things. I'm sure. I can't. I don't know exact quotes, but then he takes it down from the website when I think it's Nick Rogers. Is that the president of Minnesota?
It is.
No. Yeah, Nick Rogers. He tweeted out. He was like, if anybody can find anything I've said bad about San Antonio or their fans, I'll give them an autographed jersey. And then the next day it was taken down by San Antonio. Took that part out of the article, but there seems to be like some hatred, but it's kind of silly.
Yeah, I hung out with a bunch of Minnesota United fans at the soccer bar that I went to watch the U.S.-Mexico game, and they were kind of legit pissed about San Antonio, and I was a little bit. I did not know that you guys hated each other, so.
There's a big, everyone's at each other's neck, and I mean, it's kind of dumb when there's a couple things. A couple of the Dark Clouds, which is Minnesota's fans, came last year. I think it may have been for that fight, or it may have been for their first game. I can't remember which one. When we were actually good, they didn't like that one of the other supporters groups. I'm in the Crocketeers. I'm one of the capos for the Crocketeers, and we try not to, we try to be like an MLS one, where we don't do derogatory terms, stuff like that. The other supporters group kept doing the puto chant, and they didn't like it too much, and they didn't care. The casuals didn't care. So it was kind of back and forth. So there's a little bit of a rivalry going on and off the field. But
now the thing about no, I'm not gonna say that. That's gonna sound way too racist.
Again, guys, we need to put a lid on it. All right.
There's an explicit tag for a reason, though.
Line.
Oh, I was just gonna say, like, the Minnesotans don't understand Spanish or something.
Well,
they probably do.
Minnesotans don't understand Spanish, but I mean, I'm a white boy, but I understand what puto means, and it means faggot, but it also means other things. Racial. It also means other slurs like, well, I can't say it. Like, I don't cuss, so even though I said the word puto several times.
And its translation.
A number of words so far.
I know all the Spanish swear words because in 8th grade I played on this team called the Urban Stars, and it was basically all Hispanics and me.
Well,
I was one of 2 white boys on the team, and it was really entertaining actually.
Sounds like me growing up. I always played on the all Spanish team, and I was the only white guy, but I never learned Spanish though.
Oh, I mean, I didn't either. I just knew how to say. Obviously, I learned all the swear words because that's when you're an 8th grader. That's the most fun thing to learn. And, and I also learned what are you doing because I was the center back, and all of my other defenders were bad at their jobs. So.
The correct thing was porque. Glad I could help.
Gosh, but it's always been a tough situation in San Antonio with that particular chant. We don't like it, but other supporters group does. We tried to combine actually at the beginning of the season, and for the Dallas game we combined because we played FC Dallas.
Right.
And then immediately after we said nope, we can't do this because we didn't want our identity to be those guys that do that chant. So.
Right. Okay, so now can we talk about how terrible of a commissioner Bill Peterson is?
Oh, he's a terrible commissioner.
What happened? He was okay.
I don't know what happened. I don't know anything about the NASL. Stop talking about it. What happened?
It was posted tonight.
Right.
I think.
Well, I mean that's not the only bad thing he's done. So basically, there was a period of time.
Tonight? Somebody tell me.
Okay, all right, Chris. Here's the lowdown. So there was a period of time. So I like the Railhawks kind of a lot. And there was a period of time where I was really happy that my favorite lower league team played in NASL because I thought they were doing a good job and USL Pro was kind of screwing up and with a bunch of stuff like VSI Tampa and the Phoenix thing. And like in the matter of like 4 months, NASL has like completely and totally screwed up everything possible. And USL Pro's done a couple cool things, like with the OKC Energy and like the LA Galaxy 2 and a bunch of new teams that are
Sac
actually
Republic.
with the Sac Republic for sure. Meanwhile, NASL's got Indy 11. Oh, and the YouTube deal where every game is free. And I watched the LA2 Oklahoma, like I said earlier. And NASL is not. It was free streaming last year, and it's not this year. And they're not big enough to where they can justify charging people to watch lower division soccer. At least, like, charging almost as much as MLS does for watching top flight soccer. And they're also... And Bill Peterson feels like now his league deserves a CONCACAF Champions League bid for winning a Division II league. Chris and Pete. That's
Okay, first of all, that streaming deal's dumb. I hate it because the reason I'm a Timbers fan is because I caught a random game on online. Like in 2009, I was just looking on Big Soccer and someone linked to a stream. And I said, okay, I'll watch this. I became a big Timbers fan because of that. I never would do that if it'd be like, you have to pay money to watch it. And then we need to prove ourselves in the Open Cup before we can say we deserve an automatic bid, to be honest.
I think the Open Cup is the NASL's route.
It is.
And that should be it. Because the second division, the Mexican second division doesn't get to go to the CCL. That wouldn't make any sense.
Yeah.
And I had a guy, I almost got into a pro-rail debate on Twitter today.
Don't ever do that.
Don't do that.
I almost got sucked in. It was by this guy, like, at Pele's Head or something. I didn't even
Don't, Cosmos fan.
You know him?
Oh, no. Don't ever try to get in a pro-rail debate with any Cosmos fan.
Oh, God. Oh, yeah, because those guys are going to be...
The lynch mob will destroy you.
Yeah. Yeah. So... Well, we can circle back to NASL a little bit later. Pete's got to go in like 5 minutes. He probably wants to get some more MLS talk in before he runs away and hangs out with his fiance on her birthday.
Yep.
Sorry.
Yep. Hey, no, that's dedication to you guys, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what you keep trying to tell us, but...
Yeah, no. That's the thing is, I love you guys more than her, just so we're on the same page.
Fair enough.
It's
My diamond ring, I guess is what I'm trying to ask.
And you just met me.
I just met you, Aaron, but I feel like it's already starting.
It's a good thing she listens to this podcast, right?
Yeah, no, the door's wide open. She's definitely listening.
Okay.
To this
What's her name?
Jessica.
You're a real
Well, that's
trooper,
a good
Jessica. Keep up the good work.
Should we sing her happy birthday?
Well, I am wearing headphones. I'm not sure how well that's going to go.
Or tell them we say hello.
I will make sure to do that.
Can we
Let's
talk
talk
to Jessica?
MLS for 4 minutes.
But I just
Okay.
want to talk to Jessica instead. Anyway,
All right, so we have a
what do you want to
couple.
talk about?
We have a couple things. We've got the Atlanta announcement. We've got the 20,000 subscribers. Actually, we just talked about
We
that.
already
so never
talked
mind.
about that.
Yeah. So
Hooray
ignore me.
us.
Get on my face.
Yeah. Or we could talk about how Philadelphia made us all look bad because they traded one of their best players to Montreal.
Let's talk about that, and then you guys can talk about the Atlanta thing because it'll also work in with the NASL. Also,
makes sense.
I am traveling to Tampa in a few weeks for business, and while I am there, the Silverbacks visit the Mutiny, and I was thinking that I might
Mutiny?
be able to...
What's that?
Just let it happen. Just let it happen.
Okay.
It was so good.
Rowdies would definitely be where I was going with that.
I miss the old Mutiny. Carlos Valderrama. That was.
You
Just
missed-
let it happen.
You miss Bacardi FC?
Yes, exactly. No, so I have an opportunity to maybe go see them, but I think I'm going to go to a Kennedy Space Center instead, which is...
No.
Yeah, I know, but I'm a West Coast kid, and I've never been out there, and, like, I got to go see that, you know?
Forget space.
You don't really get to go to space when you go there, right? You just get to see things that have been in space.
Oh, I'm out then.
To
I'm out. I'm
quote
not
Sandra
interested.
Bullock. To quote Sandra Bullock in Gravity. Fuck space.
I gotta watch this movie. No, really, if you want to see one, I'm a big, I like Ralph's Mob, so if you really want to see a good supporters group in the lower leagues, go to that game. Truthfully.
Okay.
The
Okay.
Belgian Lob's great.
If you really want to see a good decommissioned space shuttle, I would go with Kennedy Space Center.
What if
That's a
what
good
if Buzz
point.
Aldrin is just hanging out having lunch, and I'm gonna miss that opportunity
Miss what opportunity?
to meet an American hero, Ian?
Drinking with Buzz.
Exactly.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know.
Buzz, as he calls it.
So yeah, Philadelphia is stupid. What are they thinking?
I don't know. They wanted. People are pretty mad at Hackworth because he didn't do anything with Cleberson last year, even though he's still like in his 20s and good. And now he's playing for Indianapolis, and now they traded away Jack Mack, even though last year was his rookie year, right? I'm not remembering this incorrectly, am I? Last year was his rookie year.
I thought it was his sophomore year.
Well, whatever year, he's still young. He's younger than me.
And the argument that they've talked about, like the only reasoning they can think of is that this is a contract year for him and he's going to ask for a bunch more money. But, I mean, you traded for a guy who's a couple years older and has had even less success.
And the only reason, and his last name is Wenger. And if his last name weren't Wenger, if he weren't related to the Arsenal manager, he wouldn't be anything. Possibly. I've never seen him do anything like useful for Montreal, and now he's in Philadelphia, and now Montreal has Devio to pair with Jack Mack, and they've got Justin Mapp in the wing and in the midfield, and suddenly Montreal's attack is possibly top 5 in the MLS. And so now that maybe
blowing things out of proportion way too fast, Ian.
And the thing about Arsenal is they always try to walk it in.
Oh my god. Pete probably just dropped Mike and left after that. That's what I would have done.
Got some birthday cake to get to. But yeah, I think to say that Pete just dropped his mic and left. And
Really
I think that it's a little premature to say that Philly is the best in the world now that Jack Mack's
I didn't say that. I said potentially top 5 in MLS because
you didn't say potentially. You said they're top 5 in the MLS instantly.
Okay.
You have to see a game first.
Sure, that's true, but there isn't. Okay, I can think of 2 strike partnerships, 3 strike partnerships that are better, and that's it. LA's, Toronto's, and Seattle's.
But it's not all about strike partnerships either.
No, it's
That's
not.
Like
it's
the end-all
you're
be-all
right.
of your team.
But they also have Justin Mapp behind them.
And you haven't seen how they work together at this point either, so you don't know if their styles of play are going to mesh. I think just give it 2 weeks and then you can make that claim, and I won't be this on your case about it.
Okay. Well, I am the guy who makes ridiculous claims way too early, which I never intended to be that.
You're
Just
that
sort of
guy.
happened.
You're the guy on ESPN.
Damn it! I don't want to be the Skip Bayless of Slash MLS.
You are absolutely the
That was
Skip
not my
Bayless of
intention.
MLS. How's it feel?
It doesn't feel good.
It's not great.